tell you what, this is not my event. This is an event of veterans who are supporting Brad Lavite, but as county treasurer, Kurt Prenzlau, I just wanted to, I've been asked to kind of start it. And first of all, I just want to say that I support Brad Lavite because he's been a great superintendent of the Veterans Assistance Commission. We've worked with Brad in the Treasurer's office to publicize two things. First of all, the benefits for property taxes for disabled veterans has improved in the past couple of years. And so we worked very well with Brad to publicize that and get as many people, because it's not just automatic. The veterans have to come forward and actually have to do the paperwork to get that benefit. And so I encourage veterans who are 30% disabled, 50% disabled, 70% disabled to call either Brad's office, it still is Brad's office, the Veterans Assistance Commission, call my office, call the assessor's office, raise their hands so they can take advantage of those benefits. Secondly, we worked with Brad's office to publicize the fact that the Veterans Assistance Commission has another budget item, and if veterans are not disabled, but they're just in a fix, they're just in a bad situation, there are some funds to help them pay their property taxes. I do want to, before I turn it over to Ron Williams here, and I'd like to read an email that I received from Pastor Danny Holliday, who can't be here today, a good friend of mine. He said, Mr. Prenzlau, I will be out of town on Friday, so I will not be able to attend the rally in support of Major Bradley Lavite. As a veteran who proudly served in combat in 1966 and 1967 with the 1st and 3rd Marine Divisions in Vietnam, I support Major Lavite. He has been cleared by the VA to return to work, and the county should honor his right to return to his job helping other veterans. You may read this at the rally if you choose. Danny Holliday, Hospital Foreman, HM2. I'd like to now turn it over to Ron Williams. Ron, can you come up and say a few words?
This whole thing is about what some of you call PTSD. I don't call it PTSD because that would be post-traumatic stress disorder. It's not a disorder. It's the logical outcome. It's the logical result of sending young men into combat where they're expected to hurt people and break things, where they watch their friends get dismembered, and you have no right to expect anything other than a great number of them to come back with psychological problems. Now, I'm a soldier, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I know a lot about PTSD. When I was having problems, I was working in the Pentagon, and you don't say PTSD even to your own doctor when you work in the Pentagon and you lose your security clearance. There's an awful lot of people that don't understand this issue. Since it's become a little bit public over the last 3 weeks, I've had an amazing number of people in Madison County write me or call me up and say that they believe that people who come back from combat with any sort of problems should not be allowed in any workplace. And that is just absolutely, absolutely wrong. If you do that, you're never going to have an army. It's a civil rights issue, and in this case, I think it's a particularly egregious civil rights issue. Brad has never been convicted of anything. He admitted to being disorderly, and that's all he admitted to. He did 90 days, I think, of supervision, paid a small amount of money in restitution for some damage, and they won't allow him to come to work in the county administration, this administration building. You know who comes to this administration building every day? Every day, dozens of violent felons come into this building to go to probation, and nobody seems to care about that. I just know, I can't prove it, but I just know that this is not about Brad and Brad coming back to work.
It's about the money.
This is about control of money. This is about control of hiring. This is about control, period. And so what we have is a bunch of people who don't even know which end of the rifle to put the bayonet on, mistreated an honored vet. And I don't have anything else to say about it. Just a soldier should never leave another soldier behind.
That's right.
I'd like to also introduce Karen Zimmerman. Karen's right here. Karen, if you would.
Hi, I'm Karen Zimmerman. I'm a veteran, just like all of you. You know, when I was in the military, I was an analyst. Okay, saw a lot of things, firsthand and not firsthand. The first thing you do when you do an analysis, look for the root cause, and the root cause here is Brad, Major Brad, I'll call him, did the unthinkable in Madison County. He questioned what was being done, which is exactly what you're taught in leadership school.
Yeah, right.
In the military, right? He questioned. So they laid in wait. They laid in wait until they could figure out a way to destroy him. And in doing it, they stopped. They didn't stop. What they did is they went even to stigmatize a disorder by its very nature is based on a traumatic experience. People witnessing a traumatic experience. Each and every person standing here could have PTSD. It just hasn't manifested itself because each one of you have seen something. That represents not only each and every member of the military, veterans and active duty, he also represents every person that has been traumatized. Anyone that's been raped, any first responder that's seen things firsthand, and to put a lock on the door, this is not anything about Brad. This is about control. I echo what Ron Williams said. It's about control and 3 people maintaining their control over the people of Madison County. People like to call them leaders. I call them elected employees.
Amen.
So let's get rid of them. Let's fire them.
Thank you.
Okay, we've heard from 2 branches of the service. We've heard from Ron Williams with the Army, Karen Zimmerman with Air Force. I'd like to introduce Don Moore, retired Marine. So Don, do you have a few words to say? Don is a candidate for County Board in Troy.
Hoorah!
I really don't have much to say or to add other than the last thing Mr. Williams said was we don't leave anyone behind. I was thinking on the way up here today, why am I doing this? I don't know this man. I read a few things about him in the paper, and I thought to myself, we don't leave people behind, and I'm going there to support him for that reason. Thank you.
Hoorah!
Do we have anyone from the Navy? Oh, we've got Nick Madison, County Board member.
Not from the Navy. His boat sank. How come you got somebody up there?
Hey, I'm not a veteran, but I want to thank all of you who are for your service to the country. I can't say too much about this case because I'm on the county board. You got to be careful, executive session law, and I've been kind of, I know a lot about the case. Brad Lavite reported to one of the committees that I work on, the Institutions Committee. Great guy. Brad, everything's been said here, pretty much, right? Ron Williams said a great deal about what's wrong with this whole situation. We have a guy that's fought two tours of duty in Afghanistan and Iraq. He has a Bronze Star. He has a Purple Heart. Brad sacrificed for this country, and as a result, he has, we won't call it a disorder, but he has what he has. And it's because he sacrificed for this country. And in my opinion, Brad has not had his due process. He has not had his day in court. He is being held out of this building for over a year simply only by county leadership, not by due process in the court. The court has not said it, just county leadership. They don't have the authority to do that. If this is how we treat people that have sacrificed so much for us, it's a shame. It's embarrassing. And I'm glad you guys all showed up here to support Brad. This should shake every citizen in this country to its core, especially veterans, when safety is put ahead of liberty. And that's exactly what's happening here. And the safety is being brought up when not one single person was hurt by this man. So, thanks again for supporting. This is going to continue to go on. We would appreciate to have your support all the way through. It could be a long, hard fight for Brad, and I know I'm going to be there. I hope you will be too. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Mac.
Okay, would anybody from the Navy like to speak? All right. Hi,
I'm Chris Heatherly. I'm from St. Clair County, actually, and I'm a proud member of the Freedom Coalition, and I'm also a thank you. I'm also a 3-time combat vet with Naval Special Operations, Special Warfare. Hoorah! Hoorah! That's right. I want to tell everybody that the minute I heard this, we had to do something. Bob brought it to me. I said, Bob, we got to do what we can. Let's get up there. I've seen criminal activity like this by county government in St. Clair County, and I'll fight it there like I'll fight it here in Madison County, like I fought the tyranny 3 times in combat. We can't, if we stand by and let this happen, it'll keep happening. We have to let them know that we are not going to put up with their shenanigans anymore. They represent us. They work for us, not the other way around. Thank you for your service. I've worked with all the services out here. We are by far the most professional and the strongest military God has ever put on this earth. And now they're going to see that what we've done in life is going to carry on after our military career to show them we're not going to take it from them either.
Right.
I want all the veterans, I want you to know that if you go for Veterans for Bob Romanek, it's on the Facebook page, it's called Veterans of Bob Romanek. Go there, like that, we'll let you know what Bob's doing. We also put stuff up there that would interest veterans, so please go to that if you get a chance. God bless every one of you for your service. Thank you very much. Hoorah!
Okay, I think anyone else want to say a word? Yes, and your name is?
Kate Broadhurst, and I'm a 20-year Army veteran.
All right. All right.
I just want to say one thing. I know Brad. I've known Brad for the last 3 years. I work on the commission. And I will tell you one thing. The biggest part of anything that's happened here has probably been almost a blessing, because it has made Brad so compassionate to
Northern Illinois, and I'm an ex-member of the Veterans Assistance Commission Executive Board. When my term expired, I got out, but I'll tell you why. Because I seen what was coming down the pipe. It wasn't good, wouldn't look good. I have medical issues, I don't need a lot of stress, so I didn't run for re-election. But I think I could have remained on the board, right, Kate?
absolutely.
But I just couldn't handle it. I've been on here since Brad was first hired. He wasn't hired by the state. He was hired by this executive commission here in Madison County. They got that little bit wrong, Mr. President, on talk on Mr. Romanek's radio program. We hired him. He was vetted by Kate and the other senior members on the executive board, and we approved him over 3 or 4 different candidates, and he was the best in the lot. Believe me, he has done nothing but great things for the county. Now they talk about bullying in schools. Well, that man has been bullied in here when he's questioned how the money was being spent. That's what it's all about. It's all about that almighty dollar, folks. Mr. Romanek opened my eyes. You cut me eyes bleed blue. I've been a Democrat since I was a knee-high to a grasshopper. But I tell you what, things are going to change this election. Our quarterly meeting last time in Glen Carbon because we're locked out here. Brad can't come in, can't conduct the meeting, so we go to Glen Carbon. The man stood up there in front of us and said he'd be back in 2 weeks. I said, let's not spend $100,000 like you're doing in courts. Let's take this to the court of public opinion. Who are you people? You make up your mind. They don't need to spend all our tax money on courts and lawyers. Come to the ballot box and we'll do the voting on who's right and who's wrong.
Right.
Court of public opinion is what rules this country. Wonder they didn't try to run us off this here where the taxpayers' property. But we're here, but we're not budget. I told my wife, I said, if I don't come home by a certain time, bring the checkbook, bail me out. I am really sincere about that. I thank you who all showed up here to support Brad. Wonderful person, wonderful man, wonderful family man. Let's get behind him 100%.
I'd like to introduce, Brad's a big, strong guy. But he's got a little sister here, pretty good looking too. And I'm gonna introduce Missy.
Hi, my name is Misty Pachoki, and I've been in the medical profession for over 20 years. I've actually worked with the mental health, and I'm here to support all veterans and all of our military girls and guys, because I know when you guys head over, especially our men and women today at the age of 18 to 25 to 30, mental illness is high at that time. That's when it comes on, and I'm here to support Brad. I'm here to support the mental health population in general, because 1 in 5 individuals have mental health disorder. It's not just our veterans. And my concern is if we're keeping him out of a county building, should we put a clipboard out front here and have everybody, every 5th person that enters the building, sign it and say, sorry, you can't enter, you have a mental illness? That's my concern, okay? And so I think it just doesn't stop here. It just doesn't stop here. It's everyone in the United States that has a mental health disorder, okay? And so I just want to say I support Brad and I support everyone, and I'm glad that you all came out today. Thank you.
Brad's mother would like to say a few words.
Okay, my son's been in the Army, went in at the age of 17. He worked hard from the day he went in there for all the veterans, for all the community, and for our freedom. What went on in this courthouse is unreal, but the thing of it is, we look to God to take it, move him in the direction that he's going to go in, and for all the veterans that's out there, thank you for showing up today and honoring my son. It was an honor to me. I would do the same if any of you guys had something. I would be at your meeting too. All you got to do is email me or call Brad. And you know what? Thanks to all the veterans in this world for our freedom and everything we have to fight for.